There are moments in life when we look back and realize we've lost something. Not material possessions, not time, but ourselves. A relationship with a narcissist can do that to you. It doesn't just erode your self-esteem, it dims the belief that you truly deserve to be loved. You've sacrificed, endured, and ultimately walked away not because you were weak, but because you were strong enough to let go. Yet, after leaving that relationship, you might feel empty, even lost. You want to move forward, but you're unsure where to begin. Let me tell you this is not the end. This is the beginning of a journey to rediscover yourself stronger, wiser, and freer. Today, I will share with you 9 important steps to take after ending a relationship with a narcissist. These steps are not about forgetting the pain, because pain is a part of healing, but about transforming that pain into the foundation for a new, meaningful, and authentic life. You might be thinking, I've endured enough. I just want it all to be over. And I understand. But what you do from today onward will truly shape your future. Will you let that pain hold you back, or will you use it to build a better version of yourself? Let's dive into this topic together. No sugar-coated advice, no shortcuts, just the truth, patience, and a promise. You will not only recover, you will shine. Step 1. Spend time alone. The journey to rediscover yourself. Imagine you've just emerged from a storm. That storm didn't only wreak havoc on everything around you, it left you exhausted and drained. Now you stand in the calm after the storm, no noise, no pressure, just you in your own space. But instead of feeling relieved, you feel lonely, lost. This is entirely normal. It's the moment you need to pause and look deeply within yourself. Stoicism teaches us no one rescues you but yourself. The only way to heal is to face reality. After a narcissistic relationship, spending time alone isn't about running away. It's a necessary step to rediscover who you are, the person you were before your identity was obscured by expectations, criticisms, and someone else's control. When you spend time alone, it's not just about being silent. It's an opportunity to ask yourself, what do I truly want? What makes me happy? And who am I without someone else defining me? These questions can be challenging, even painful, but they are the foundation for rebuilding yourself. Remember, the deepest wounds are often where the light enters. In our modern world, we tend to avoid silence. We fill the void with social media, work, or meaningless encounters. But try disconnecting. Spend an afternoon sitting quietly, reading a favorite book, or taking a walk with no destination in mind. In those moments, you'll realize you're not just healing, but also rediscovering true freedom, the freedom to be yourself. This isn't easy. Loneliness can be frightening, and painful memories may resurface. But like a Stoic warrior confronting adversity, you don't need to defeat the pain, you just need to understand it and learn to coexist with it. In that stillness, you will find the strength to move forward. If this resonates with you, hit like and subscribe for more helpful videos. If you feel we can improve, comment with a 1 below. We're here to listen and support you. Step 2. Face and process the pain. Don't run from loss. Epictetus once said, "We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond." After a narcissistic relationship, the most painful part isn't just losing a person, it's losing dreams, hopes, and a part of yourself. This grief isn't something you can push aside. It demands confrontation, the courage to sit down and admit, I've lost so much. Yet many of us try to fill that void by rushing into a new relationship or chasing temporary pleasures. This is like bandaging a wound without truly treating it. You may cover it up, but the injury remains, waiting to resurface. Facing your pain isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your strength. You can't rebuild yourself without understanding what's been broken. Take time to grieve. It's a natural part of healing. Write in a journal, talk to a trusted friend, or join a support group. These simple actions allow you to name the pain, understand it, and gradually let it go. Like a Stoic warrior, you learn to stare adversity in the face and find meaning in it. I endured this, but it does not define me. And remember, grief from a narcissistic relationship is far more complex than ordinary loss. That person still exists and may continue to affect you through memories, social media, or shared stories. This prolongs the pain but also gives you a unique opportunity to learn to control what you can, your thoughts, emotions, and how you face reality. Accepting pain doesn't mean surrendering to it. It means acknowledging that like a river, it will flow through you, and when it passes, you'll find yourself still standing stronger and wiser. Now that you've begun to face the pain and find strength within, the next question is, how do you rediscover your true self? Let's explore step 3 in the next section. Step 3, rediscover yourself, the path back to your true self. When you step out of a narcissistic relationship, one of the first things you might feel is emptiness. But this emptiness isn't the end, it's the space where you can begin rebuilding yourself. This is the moment to ask yourself, who am I when I'm not trying to please someone else? A relationship with a narcissist often requires you to abandon the deepest parts of yourself just to maintain balance. Sometimes you give up simple things, how you like your coffee, the music you love, or even how you express your feelings. Bit by bit, those things are replaced by imposed expectations and relentless control. The scariest part, over time you may no longer remember who you were before the relationship began. But consider this, every loss brings an opportunity for rebirth. This is your time to return to your authentic self, a person unshaped by criticism or the expectations of others. Start with small things. Cook a dish you used to love but haven't made in a long time. Play an old song you listen to on repeat. Don't underestimate these acts. They're not just preferences, they're pieces of who you are. Each time you choose to do something you genuinely enjoy, you're reaffirming your existence. Stoicism teaches us, only when we know what we want can we take control of our lives. Now is the time to decide what truly matters to you, not because someone told you it should, but because you choose it. You can write down the things you gave up in the relationship and take steps to reclaim them. Maybe it's the joy of creating, meaningful conversations, or simply the stillness of an afternoon spent with a favorite book. What's important isn't doing everything at once, but taking small, honest steps to reconnect with yourself. Don't rush. This isn't a race. It's a journey, and every step will bring you closer to the freedom and the person you've forgotten for too long. You'll realize that these small acts not only help you heal but also bring a deeper feeling, the sense of truly living as yourself. Step 4. Build self-reliance. Learn to stand strong on your own. One of the most valuable lessons life can teach us is the ability to stand up on our own, even when everything around us seems to have collapsed. In a narcissistic relationship, this ability is often suppressed. The narcissist may make you feel as though you're not good enough, smart enough, or strong enough to do anything without them. But what's the truth? You've always been strong, you just needed the opportunity to discover it. Stoicism reminds us what we fear is not the reality, but the story we tell ourselves about it. In that relationship, the story you might have heard was, "You can't do anything without me." Now it's time to rewrite that narrative. Start with the smallest tasks. It could be changing a light bulb, planning a trip, or managing your own finances. These actions, though small, carry immense power. Each time you succeed at something, you're breaking the chains of dependency left by the old relationship. Remember, self-reliance isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about daring to try, daring to fail, and daring to get back up and try again. Like a stoic warrior facing challenges, you're not seeking ease, you're seeking growth through every experience. The moments you learn to fix, organize, or solve problems are the moments you reclaim the strength that was taken from you. Self-reliance not only helps you rebuild your life, but also strengthens your trust in yourself. You'll realize you don't need someone to tell you what to do or validate your worth. You are the one who holds the power to make decisions and take responsibility for your life. And one more thing, self-reliance doesn't mean isolation. It's about building a solid foundation so you can confidently step out into the world without fear of inadequacy. When you stand firm on your own feet, you're not just free, you're beyond control. And that is true strength. Step 5. Create new traditions. Reclaim control over special days. A year is filled with special days, birthdays, holidays, anniversaries. After a narcissistic relationship, however, these days, which should bring joy, are often tied to pain. Narcissists often turn these occasions into tools of control, sabotage, or disappointment. They rob you of happiness through mind games, criticism, or calculated neglect. But now those days no longer belong to them. This is your time to reclaim them, one day at a time. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Remember, no one can take your peace from you unless you give it to them." This applies to your special days too. As you move forward, you have the opportunity to create new traditions, not to erase the past, but to craft better, more meaningful memories that truly belong to you. Start small. Perhaps host a quiet dinner with trusted friends or family. Plan a trip to a place you've always wanted to visit, or dedicate a day to self-care, doing whatever brings you peace and fulfillment. These new traditions don't need to be grand, they only need to be yours, free from the expectations or manipulation of others. More importantly, let these days serve as reminders that you are living for yourself. Look back with pride at how you no longer let others dictate your feelings. Instead of allowing special days to become triggers for pain, you're transforming them into milestones on your healing journey. You may find old emotions surfacing, and that's natural. Facing anniversaries that were once ruined is also confronting a part of your past pain. But like any Stoic warrior, you don't flee from these emotions. You acknowledge them, learn from them, and use them to move forward. Remember, you've made it halfway through this healing journey. Each step you take and every change you make is a declaration that you are reclaiming your life. Stay with us as we complete the rest of this journey, discovering even more ways to grow stronger, freer, and truer to yourself. Step 6. Build a healthy social network. Reconnect with real connections. In a narcissistic relationship, isolation is no coincidence, it's a deliberate strategy. Narcissists separate you from friends, family, and loved ones, not only to control you but to make you entirely dependent on them. Now that you've broken free, you have the chance to rebuild. Remember, humans don't just live on breath. They thrive on meaningful connections that nourish the soul. Epictetus once said, "No one is lonelier than those who have lost faith in others." After a narcissistic relationship, you might feel uncertain about trusting people again. Past wounds may lead you to wonder, will they hurt me like the other person did? But the truth is, not everyone is the same. The world is still full of kind people, and these connections can be a cornerstone of your healing process. Start slowly. There's no need to rush into new relationships. Instead, take time to reconnect with people you've lost touch with, those you know have always wished the best for you. It could be an old friend you haven't seen in years, or a family member who has quietly supported you from afar. At the same time, cautiously but courageously expand your social circle. Join activity groups or clubs where you can meet people who share your interests. Remember, building a healthy social network isn't about the number of people in your life, but the quality of those connections. Most importantly, trust your intuition. After a narcissistic relationship, you've learned to recognize red flags. Don't ignore them. If someone makes you feel unsafe, trust that feeling. Stoicism teaches that your peace is more important than anything else. New relationships should nurture that peace, not take it away. Every new connection, every rekindled friendship is a step forward in building your new life. And as you look back, you'll realize that like a tree growing from ashes, these new relationships are the foundation that helps you stand taller, stronger, and more confident. You are no longer isolated, you're rebuilding a safe circle where you can live as your authentic self. Step 7. Forgive yourself, let go of the burden of self-blame. In quiet moments, you may ask yourself, how did I let this happen? Why didn't I realize it sooner? These questions don't just carry pain but are also laden with self-blame, as though you are entirely responsible for the harm you endured. But pause and remind yourself of this. Your journey is about learning to understand and face what happened, not being haunted by it forever. Carl Rogers, the renowned psychologist, once said, The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. Forgiving yourself is the first step to achieving that transformation. It's not about evading responsibility. It's a powerful act of freeing yourself from unrealistic expectations and undeserved guilt. What you experienced in a narcissistic relationship was not your fault. Narcissists are masters of manipulation. They know how to make you doubt yourself, accept the unacceptable, and gradually fall into the trap they've set. The truth is, you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. What you need to do now is not punish yourself for not knowing better, but approach your story with compassion. I didn't know then, but I know now, and I will do better moving forward. Start by writing down the things you blame yourself for. Then read them back with a different perspective, the perspective of a friend who would tell you, you did all you could in that situation. This exercise helps you see the truth and let go of unnecessary self-blame. Forgiving yourself doesn't mean forgetting what happened or dismissing the pain you've endured. It means choosing not to let the past control your present and future. It's how you reclaim your power and rebuild trust in yourself. Each day you choose to let go of self-blame, you move closer to emotional freedom. And while it's not an easy journey, it's one of the most worthwhile things you can do for yourself. Remember, you don't need to be perfect to deserve forgiveness. You only need the courage to face yourself and accept that you are growing each day. Step 8. Accept reality. Learn to let go of what cannot be changed. One of the hardest lessons after a narcissistic relationship is accepting that you cannot change what has already happened. The sacrifices you made, the dreams deferred, the opportunities missed all seem to leave behind a void filled with regret. But remember, you no longer live in the past. What happened does not define you. What you do today is what truly matters. Epictetus once said, remember, it is not events that disturb us, but the way we interpret them. Accepting reality isn't about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of futile resistance. When you stop fighting the past and instead learn to live with it, you will find peace. In a narcissistic relationship, you may have tried your hardest to change the other person, to make everything right, or to save something that seemed unsalvageable. But those efforts were not failures, they were testaments to your heart, your sincerity, and the hope you placed in that relationship. The thing that needs to change now is not what happened, but how you perceive it. Ask yourself, am I trapping myself in regret and resentment? If the answer is yes, begin shifting your focus to the things you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and your emotions. Write down the things that weigh on you, then remind yourself, this is beyond my control, and I choose to let it go. Accepting reality doesn't mean forgetting the lessons, it means using them to guide your future. Look at what you've overcome, the moments of pain, disappointment, and loss. They didn't weaken you, they helped you become stronger and more resilient. Don't let the past hold you back, let it fuel your path forward. Acceptance is not surrender, it's a commitment to live fully in the present. When you let go of what cannot be changed, you create space for new, better things to enter your life. And that is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Step 9. Seek meaning and purpose, turning pain into strength. After surviving the darkest days of a narcissistic relationship, you might wonder, what does everything I've been through mean? Can all this pain bring me anything worthwhile? This isn't an easy question to answer, but it's one of the most important questions you need to face. Meaning isn't something you find, it's something you create. Viktor Frankl, a renowned psychologist, once said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. After everything you've endured, you stand at a crossroads. You can let the pain weigh you down, or you can transform it into a driving force for living a life filled with meaning and purpose. This is the moment to choose the latter. Start small. Find joy in the simple things you may have overlooked. A peaceful morning with your favorite cup of coffee, a book that sparks your imagination, or a meaningful conversation with a close friend. These small moments not only bring happiness but also lay the foundation for rebuilding a sense of life's value. When you feel ready, think bigger. What makes life worth living for you? It could be helping others, exploring a forgotten passion, or simply living each day with deep gratitude. Ask yourself, what makes me feel truly alive and connected to myself? Seeking meaning doesn't mean you have to do something grand or extraordinary. Sometimes it's as simple as living authentically, cherishing every moment, and treating yourself with the kindness you once reserved for others. Each step in this journey is a testament to the fact that you're not just overcoming pain, you're using it to create a better life. Meaning and purpose aren't destinations, they're the paths you choose to walk every day. By living with the awareness that you're creating value from your struggles, you're not just healing, you're becoming stronger than ever. And that, ultimately, is true freedom. You've just journeyed through 9 steps toward healing, each step a building block for reclaiming your life. This is a life no longer defined by pain but shaped by strength, understanding, and the meaning you create. Remember, this journey doesn't have to be perfect. There will be days when you feel like you're moving forward, and others when you feel stuck. But take a moment to look back. You are no longer the person you once were. Every step you've taken is proof of your courage and determination to reclaim your life. As Epictetus wisely said, freedom is not achieved by escaping pain, but by learning how to overcome it. This journey is not just about escaping the past, it's about opening a new door to a future where you can live authentically, build healthy connections, and find real meaning in every moment. From today, believe that you deserve a better life. You've already started, and that's the most important thing. Ahead of you is a promising journey, and you don't have to walk it alone. Thank you for joining us in this video. If this journey has resonated with you, stay with us as we continue to explore more steps toward a meaningful and fulfilling life. We're here, ready to walk this path with you.